Hey, lust isn't love. Lust is not love. You got to be careful who you hang around that tells you, oh, you love them. You love them. No, you don't love them. You're lusting over them and you know it. And you're agreeing with the chemicals in your body. Lust is not love, dude. Girl. Lust ain't love. In this society, we live in this secular society that promotes, oh, we don't believe in religion. We don't know religion. Religion. I'm not religious. I believe in Jesus Christ, but that's a different thing. But their religion is a religion of no religion, of a religion of non-existence of religion. No God means we could do whatever the hell we want, right? There's so much that comes with that. See, that's the issue with our society today. We always just want to do. It's my, and I can choose whatever I want to do, but we don't study consequences. Every choice that you make has a consequence, It has a good consequence or a bad consequence. And to be a wise young man, wise, can I speak? Yes, I can. A wise young lady is to study consequences. If I sit here and I watch this video of this girl that looked good doing this act over and over and over and over and over again, and even if it's normalized with all these sites that you could pay a fee to get access to seeing somebody over and over and over again, what comes from that? If I was to just ask myself questions, what's the good in that? It makes me feel a release of ease, a connectivity for a second. And then what? Then it goes away and then you feel like you gotta get a high again, a high again, a high again. Then what? Then what actually happens? When you go outside, you feel shame that you can't even speak on what you've been consuming. And then what? What happens from the shame? Shame isolates you. It keeps you in a box and you can't even tell anybody about what you actually think about, what you actually go through, the emotions that you actually have, the life experience that you're living now. Then what happens after that? You feel like nobody cares about me. You start looking, your mindset, your mind bully has you looking at your past through this lens that's very limited lens. That's saying, okay, that's evidence that none of those people ever had me. But this thing that I'm consuming, this thing that I'm watching, this feeling that I'm getting always had me. So the question becomes, why do you feel empty? The question becomes, why do you feel empty? You know, there's a time for sensitivity on these topics, but right now no. There's a time where truth has to be applied. Why do you feel empty? Why are you still searching? Why is that not good enough? Because if it's the love, the connectivity that you wanted, why do you have to go back for another hit and another hit? And then you watch another video, and another video, and it still doesn't do it. It's fleeting. And it causes your mind to objectify, men and women, objectify. Oh, if he don't got this, if he don't look this, boom, next. Or, oh, I'm going to use him if she don't got, next. That's not how we're built. I'm sorry. I just know that you, watching this, listening to this, were made for so much more. Have so much more inside of you. Have a gift given by God inside of you that you can build upon. The things that you get pissed off at, your unique agitations, that's the problem that you're created, designed to solve on earth. But you can't even see clearly to look at that because you're looking at everything else that takes you off your path. 2025, we got to understand that this is the time to get focused, to refocus, and there is no shame. Therefore is now no condemnation for those in Christ Jesus. There's no condemnation, no condemnation. And you know what? That sin, especially the sexual sin, you know what it does? It makes a prisoner out of you. And the sentence is served in your mind. And you're reminded time after time after time of how you did wrong, how you did this, and how you're not. That didn't come from God. And that's not the truth. You're a beautiful person with so much inside of you that you could do and work on. But you're yielding to this fleeting feeling that causes you to objectify women. Objectify men. And that's the thing. I don't even want to just say women, because most times the world that we live in don't hear the other side. 6 to 8. When I was 6 years old to 8 years old, I was sexually assaulted by women in my life. And so you know what comes with that is seeing the world one way and feeling a lack of significance, a lack of purpose, a lack of worth. My dad was gone. And 10 years out of my life, not of his issue. He got his visa denied. He's in Nigeria. I've told this a million times. This is not time for the whole story, but I'm saying that to say this. After the evidence in your life happens and you're a kid, you're almost narcissistic. And you think, oh, everything's about me. I'm this tooth, this young little brother, gap tooth. I got a cracked tooth too. Who cares? I'm showing up how it is. Who are you and what are you doing? Anyways, I'm this youngest of 4 kids in this household, raised by Nigerian parents. I'm Black American in a city, Fort Worth, Texas. And all the kids around me don't look like me. They making fun of me. They saying all these things, all these things that are, they want to be like us now. At least they appreciate it. You feel me? But I'm saying all that to say, you feel isolated as a kid. You feel a lack of worth as a kid. You feel like you're needing something. You're searching for something. You want a connectivity to something. And I know this video is lust, and I started with that. But for my story, thankfully, I never, and not saying, oh, I'm just high. In my experience, I never dealt with pornography, never watching the videos. I never dealt with that. And I don't know how this works with YouTube. I might say the videos. I've never dealt with that. But when it comes to women, I have. And it's one thing because I'll tell it clean, like I always do. I recorded an episode like this yesterday, and I tried to post it, and there was no sound. Luckily, I'm checking the sound now. There's sound. And it's crazy because I talked about this. I talked about something I've never talked about before, which is how do I say it? Activities in the bedroom. And how, as a kid growing up, obviously, I grew up in faith in Nigerian household. It's you don't talk about these things at all. Like, it's known that, no, you don't do that. Eh? And then when, like, no girlfriend, no nothing. And it's almost like I'm whispering because my mama, she downstairs, you feel me? And these walls are hollow. But that's the thing, like, I've had a podcast for 3 years, Mind Bully Podcast, shout out there. And I've never even talked about this, but I know for my life and for this, my mission is to give you permission to be yourself in all versions of yourself. And you can't be yourself if you feel like you can't actually share about everything. And so I share everything, my life, for you to feel free to do so. And so fast forward my 11th grade year at North Crowley High School, I went to this prom with a senior at North Crowley High School. I felt cool because she asked me to go to prom, but, it's the polite thing to ask the girl to go to prom. And so I did. And the little lawn signs where it's like, for sale home, for sale home. Basically, there was like this huge house party. And before the house party, everybody in the school was coming. I put up like these lawn signs that said, will you go to prom with me? And then when you drive up to the garage, the party, it's a big deal, right? Like everybody's seeing it. It's yes or yes, because I don't want to go to prom without you. It's pretty cool. And on top of that, you'll be proud of me. Me and my friends, we made like this video. It was like 10 reasons why you should go to prom with Lawrence, the kid. And it was like these funny videos that they actually played on the announcement. So my man right here was making content before it was a thing. You understand? Anyways. And this was like 2012. But anyways, I'm saying all this to say that was my first kiss ever. But relatively in high school, nothing. Didn't do nothing but that. But then when I go to Texas Tech, and I graduated 2013 from North Crowley High School, but I did a prep school year in Florida at Delray Beach, Florida. And so 2014 is when I'm coming into Texas Tech. And so it's interesting, right? Texas Tech has over 40,000 students at the time. And over 40,000 students, let's say the classes are pretty large. And so the class that I was in was pretty large. And it was this history class. And I walked in, and it's about like 500 plus students in the class. It's pretty massive. And so one of the days of the class, I think we had class like 3 times a week. I walked in, I sat on this row, and sometimes I had these like big headphones on because I like music, and I was like grooving. I don't know, why am I beating so hard? Am I like nervous to say that? No, I'm not. But anyways, I sat down one day, and the professor, as he's going through the lecture, he's He goes, so, a group project. You guys should find one partner in this big, massive class to work on the project with. And literally, I think I was listening to him, but I had like a song that I was listening to, so I didn't really quite hear everything that he was saying. And all I just know is I looked to my right, and there was this girl on my row, and she was just like, you and me, like trying to flag me down. Like, I'm like, what this girl on? She looked kind of good, but what is she on? Like, why is she all smiling like you and me? And long story short, I found out because you should pay attention to class, but I wasn't, I guess I was anyways. And we agreed to do the project together. When the lecture ends, about like 20 minutes from that end, I remember this like it was yesterday. Okay, so when you walk out the lecture hall, when you turn left, down there's a sub where all the students go, and then past the sub, there's a library. And so as I'm walking out, I'm turning left to go to the library. And it was weird that when I turned left to go to the library, my partner, this girl, she was going straight. And as she was going straight, she calls my name. Norris, where are you going? Come this way, come this way. And I go over there like, girl, what are you doing? She's like, don't you live right over there, Carpenter Wells? Isn't that where you live? And in my head, I was like, how the hell do you know where I live? Like, how do you know where I rest my head? Come to find out, I'm an athlete, and I guess I didn't wear the knowledge of being this Big 12 athlete at a major college, big conference, big school, to where people actually know you and people actually know where you live. And so I was like, that's weird. And I still didn't really understand how she knew, but I'm like, okay, let's go. And so Carpenter Wells, where some of the athletes live. And so we reach my apartment. In my apartment, I live with basketball players. And there's 4 rooms to this apartment. Okay? So one room right here, one room right here, one room right here, one room right here. And there's like a hallway, 1 hallway, 2 hallways, and a hallway in the middle that kind of separates the house. And I was over here in the living room. I'm trying to show it in the camera. If this ain't the best explanations, leave me be. You understand? But anyways, I'm over here in the living room, right? Taking out all my things, all my papers, like, okay, like, let's actually get to work on this project. So instead of coming to sit by me and work on the project, this girl just goes around the house like messing with stuff. Who lives over here? Whose room is this? What is over here? She finally gets to my room. She opens the door. She looks at I had a jersey. Like, I have a jersey on my wall right here. I'm not going to turn and show you my jersey. Maybe. No, I won't. But the jersey's here. I have posters here. I have things all over the place. And she just starts messing with stuff, asking questions. And I'm just like, can you come over here so we can do this project? Like, I don't even know you. I don't know you. I literally don't know you. Anyways. And she was like, no, what? I think she looked at this Julius Erving jersey that I had. It was a dope jersey. And she was like, what is this on this jersey? Did he sign it? I'm like, ain't no way he signed it. I don't know where he signed it at, but just in case, I was like, let me go in there, because I honestly didn't know what she was talking about. And the rest is kind of history. As soon as I got in there, pressure was applied, and that's where I lost my virginity. Why am I saying this? Because after that moment, I did go wild until I got my first girlfriend, and then ended up with her, got my second girlfriend in my senior year of college. And I said I went wild because those moments, it made me experience what I hadn't before. And it's funny because now I'm seeing the consequences. Obviously, God has a purpose for my life, and God has a purpose for your life. But I would be lying if I said that I didn't get it now, because what I found in my story is premarital sex, doing it, all these things outside of what it's intended for, because it's a union, it unites people, it's a connection. It protects your memories. Not doing it protects your memories. Not doing it protects your mental, your mind. It protects how you are. I feel now even in relationships, I feel like I'm so picky because sometimes I remember, oh, this. Not that I'm actively doing that, because I actually told my friend, I'm not going to say her name, but I'm gonna be vague about it because I think there's a security, there's a way to tell information, but she's going through a breakup, and I share with her that I took an oath of celibacy January 23, 2022, and it happened when I remember I was in the NBA G League, and we had played at this city. Am I nervous? It's not that I'm nervous. It's just that, as a Nigerian, you're like, I don't want my parents to see. But as a man, I care way more about sharing my story to help somebody rather than my culture. Obviously, there's an honor, but I believe this is an honorable way of sharing God's life and God's truth through me. I'm a vessel. So, yeah, I used to partake in those things. And after it happened, NBA G League, you fly around to different cities, and there's people that come up and sliding in the DM saying the crazy things. All these, I have so many stories from Texas Tech, but when it comes to after Texas Tech and playing with the Suns G League, bouncing around the G League, playing overseas, it came to a point where I remember after in 2022, I was just like, this is not who I am. I'm not like walking in line with who I am in faith. And there's this feeling, it's cognitive dissonance, how your values, what you stand for, your beliefs, that if you're in an argument, you believe this, but then your friends look at you and like, bro, that's not what you stand for real. So what are you talking about? This is not how you live your life. So what are you talking about? And I'm saying all this to say, it's the power of Christ that can pull you through these times that you're at, where you feel like you can't go a day without watching that video. You can't go a day without sleeping with your girl or doing this. You can't go a day without it. There's a power of Jesus Christ that helps you, and it rebuilds your mind, rebuilds your perspective, and then you're able to see. The veil is cast away from your eyes for you to see, like, oh, like, one, I was tripping. Two, thank God for covering me, for protecting my mind, protecting me, and having me with this conviction now. That now I know when I go into a relationship, I know how to treat her. I know how to honor the covenant that we have between each other. I know what I want out of my wife. I know what I want out of the mother of my kids. I know how I want to bring myself to the union that is a relationship. And I might be rambling, but I just feel on my heart very passionately about this, because I know a lot of us are struggling, and it's struggling with the substances and the videos, and even objectifying not only women, but men. And I know in my life, it leaves you empty, and it leaves you searching, and it leaves you isolated, in shame, in pain. And most men, I know this for a fact because I'm a man, you don't tell people these things because you feel shame. There's a shame that comes with it. You want to feel like you have all the answers, even as you fail. If you fail in something, if you fail, I'm not a husband. If you fail as a husband, if you fail as a dad, if you feel like a failure, you feel shame. And then you run to the substances to aid the pain of the shame. Then that's how many marriages these days are getting broken up, because you go to this girl that tells you, oh, you good, papa, you good, papa. And man, that man ain't good, papa. And that's just what it is. And it's funny how the enemy will use this world system that we're in, this secular society, to say, oh, that's good, that's acceptable, because they wearing it and they singing it in the songs and putting it, everything's accepted, right? But what are the consequences? Can I speak? The consequences. I just saw today, this morning, and it really hurt my heart. I just saw this story that this individual took his life because there's like this coffee shop in Arizona. And the coffee shop is like I don't know how to explain it. I know how to explain it. Revealing coffee shop. The women are wearing revealing clothing. And he's driving around the coffee shop multiple times. And he came one time, and I guess he was messing with himself. And he got caught on camera She comes up to the window. He drives off. And long story short, he takes his life. And I was just so angry. It was a sad story because one can look at that situation and blame and place blame. Shouldn't have did that. And she was wrong for even posting him on blast. And I'm not even addressing that because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers in the heavenly places, in the spiritual realm. There's powers at play. So that's why when you feel like, oh, I just feel like doing this and I feel like I can't stop. Why do you feel like you can't stop? There's more at play. And it's to take authority over the enemy. And you can't take authority over something that you're yielding to. That doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. But when you stop and you say, I'm not doing that, I'm not rolling, it's not going that way for me no more. I want more for my life. I don't care. I place my thoughts, my mind, my everything into subjection. I discipline it. And I say I give it on to Christ because your body is a temple. If you're watching this, listening, your body is a temple. Your body is a temple. It's not just for your use. You have no idea what using your use does for the next man. So you say, oh, I love her, I love her, I love him. It's not loving you to use your body how you do. It's not love. It's not loving you to allow you to keep doing what you do, knowing that people are watching you. That's not love. That's not love to your next man, knowing that, oh, he doing it, I should do that. So you should wreck your life too. It's not love. I need you to love yourself because you are made in love and you are made to be loved, and love an unconditional love that doesn't go with, oh, you got to do this and you got to act like that. No, you're already loved that way. It takes time and it takes a submission and saying, today it stops. I'm not going to watch that video. I'm not going to get with that girl. Even though she keep hitting me up, I'm going to have enough confidence and a conviction and knowing that I have the authority to do it on the inside of me. God gave me that ability. And I want to be the man that can stand for something and not fall for everything. I can stand for something. And it's not just saying, oh, it's the pride, it's the arrogance that says I can stand for something and not get close. But no, that's arrogant and that's stupidity. You're still a person. You're a person and you're a male. As a male, again, as a man, spirit is man. So man has no gender. Man is the species. Let us make man in our own image and in our likeness. That is a species thing. Wombed man and man are the same equal species, but male and female is different. And as a male, of course, I'm like, dang, she look good. Ooh, oh, she look good. But I can't get close to that. We're not doing that because I know how I'm designed to go outside of that. Due to the fall, I want to fall in her drawers. That's what it is. But there comes a time where you say, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not rolling. Because I know the future and I know the gift that God placed inside of me is way bigger than just me. It's going to help my family. It helps my friends. It helps people that I don't even know yet. And it helps the next me and the generations after me. You are leaving a legacy. And you're not thinking about legacy when you're thinking about lust. You're thinking about now. You're thinking about what you can see. You're short-sighted. But study the consequences, even the good consequences. When I walk with the Lord, when I walk in line with the Lord, you look in the Bible, you read all the history of it. What does that do walking in partnership? And how do I live the right way? Because it's so interesting. I got so much on this because dating in our culture these days, you date, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm next. Date, I don't like that. Oh, I'm next. It's training you for divorce. You are ready, prepared to divorce. The day that you get married, you're prepared for it because you date around and you date. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like that. You're preparing. You're getting ready, strapped up, your chin strapped good, your jersey all tight to divorce. That's what this world, this secular society, this Western society got you doing. You're ready for it. You're trained for it. You're religious in the fact that you will get a divorce the way that you're living your life. Is that what you want? No. You don't have to accept every societal norm. Your life. You spit it out. I don't care. You have a decision to put your life and your urges unto submission to the high calling of God on your life. I love you.